Rugby.
Hi, welcome! Come in to the Rugby Update opposite world, where up is down, houses are affordable, and the Super Rugby AU final is an emotional back and forth roller coaster compared to the Aotearoa final, which is just kind of meh. As with all problems in the world, I think we can just blame it on the Crusaders being too good. In Christchurch, the Chiefs gave it their all, but the Crusaders at home in a final are almost insurmountable. I say almost because the Chiefs did miss 3 out of their 5 penalty shots and they lost 4 lineouts. Annoyingly, the Chiefs are one of 2 teams who beat the Crusaders during the regular season. How? By kicking all their goals and having a bulletproof set piece. Hopefully Damian McKenzie won't cop too much flack for missing those penalties in the final. Lord knows he's got credit built up from the ones he hit in the regular season. The Crusaders, on the other hand, are almost boring in their perfection. That's now 5 titles in a row for the breakdancing Scott Robertson. As I said a few weeks ago, the Crusaders do nothing different from other rugby teams. They just do normal rugby things incredibly well. The forward pack does work super hard and they give Richie Mo'unga an armchair ride around the field. Combine that with everyone in the team's super good timing and they just win everything. It is incredible to watch and almost comical how long they've been doing it for. Why isn't Scott Robertson an international coach yet? I am upset, okay? I did not get to watch the Reds versus Brumbies live. Instead, I got to spend a wonderful morning with my baby daughter, creating bonds and memories that'll last forever. From the stats and highlights, it looks like the Reds had the upper hand at the scrum and the Brumbies were bossing the lineouts. The Brumbies back 3 were also playing very well, with Tom Banks scoring another try this week. The one place where the stats are lopsided is in the penalties. The Brumbies giving away 21 to the Reds 8. I guess most of them came when the Brumbies were defending for their lives at the end of the match. For the Reds, James O'Connor completed his redemption arc from Bieberhead child prodigy fuckwit to team-leading warrior, whom returns home to score all the points for his team in the final. His post-match speech was great and a few F-bombs nearly snuck through. You love to see it. Now, excitingly, the Aussie and New Zealand teams are planning a Trans-Tasman competition. Hopefully someone, any bloody one, can just stop Scott Robertson from getting to do another little breakdance. Back home here in sunny South Africa, and the Rainbow Cup continued locally. Not much to say about these games, except maybe they were pretty close. The Sharks beat my Lions seemingly without effort. Both teams scored 4 tries, but it never really looked like the Sharks were in trouble. 2 penalties were the difference in the end. The match was icky to watch. Durban is a humid tropical paradise. Rugby balls just turned into wet soap bars over there. So knock-ons were the order of the day, and it was a very stop-start affair, as are all matches in Durban. In Cape Town, the Stormers lost their 2nd home game in a row, this time to the Bulls. Turning the new stadium into a fortress doesn't seem to have started yet, but at least the place looks nice. What's most irritating about the Stormers is that 5 of their 8 forwards are Springboks. 4 of them started in the World Cup final, and 1 of them was 2019 World Player of the Year. They should be winning easily. Unfortunately for the Stormers, their backline is made up of unspoiled, little baby newbie players fresh from the farm. All the Bulls had to do was match up to that pack, and their much more grizzled and experienced backline of oldies would do the rest. As always, Dwayne Vermeulen dragged his pack into the fight and the Bulls just held on. But in an away game, that's all that matters. Luckily for the Stormers, they are facing the Lions next. Think they should be okay. The Lions are seemingly starting a 9 and 10 combo straight out of a Friends episode. It is not funny to see them butcher kicks out of hand every single time. Lion watchers? The Lions squad was finally announced. Alan Wynne-Jones was also named the captain for this tour, and now contractually he has to stay in full test match gear until the tour ends. Also, what's with the teleportation? And why was only Alan Wynne teleported? Wait, can Alan Wynne teleport himself? Anyways, as with any British and Irish Lions squad, this is a strong one. At first glance, their strengths seem to be in the locks, the back row, and in the fly-offs. Weaknesses, at least for me, are in the hooker and scrum-half positions. Obligatory, Lions starting 15, incoming! Wynne-Jones at loose head, Jamie George at hooker, and Tyke Furlong at tight head. These boys must be able to scrum. If they can't do that, the whole team can go home. The box scrum has already hurt Jamie George and Wynne-Jones before. They need to fix that for this tour. Alan Wynne and Itoja are the locks, obviously. Blindside is the other Tyke, Mr. Byrne. Number 8 should be Faletau, along with open side Justin Tipuric. Their combination is too good to split up. The locks and back row are there to hit rucks very hard and most of all to compete at the line out. They have to cut off the box mauling game. Number 9, old man Conor Murray and the 10 is Pollard clone Dan Bigger. Inside centre, I'd put Robbie Henshaw to match the island there, though I am tempted to put Owen Farrell there. These are the names of my 2 biceps. Outside centre, I'd put hard-hitting Chris Harris. And the all-important back 3 are Liam Williams, Stuart Hogg, and Josh Adams. Okay, so that whole back line is set up for a kicking game. As the All Blacks have repeatedly shown, you beat the Springboks with a good kicking game and being solid under the high ball. That's also why I'm tempted to include Owen Farrell at 12. And that's it. That's my line starting 15. It's set up for a boring kick and compete game. But hopefully we don't have 3 World Cup semi-finals in a row come July. And hey, this whole flipping party is on the cusp of being called off anyways, so none of this really matters, right? And on that rosy note, I'll see you next week for another rugby update. Bye!